Go that back right corner over there.
Yeah, Lawson, I was wondering if you could just describe your relationship with Cannon and what it was like getting to play in front of him at Sanford Stadium this year and at the Sugar Bowl.
Yeah, my relationship with Cannon, I mean, growing up, I mean, that's like my best friend. I mean, we've never spoken a word to each other, but, I mean, that's my dog. I mean, I do everything for him, seeing all the stuff he goes through. I mean, even just last week, like, going through the first week of spring ball, and my little bro's in the ICU, and it's like wanting to go up every day and see him. And he's fighting his tail off every single day just to keep breathing. I mean, and it just makes the hard stuff I go through every day seem so much easier knowing the stuff he goes through. And he's the toughest person I know.
We'll go second row right here.
I wanted to ask you first just about your relationship with Oscar Delp and what have you seen from him, I guess, this year, kind of stepping into, I guess, even more of a leadership role in that tight end room?
Yeah, throughout the years since I've been here, I mean, he's grown so much as a leader. We always knew Oscar could block, Oscar could run, Oscar can catch, but throughout these past years, he's became so much more of a vocal leader and leading by example, and not being a day-to-day person, who's someone who shows up every single day working, being an example in the weight room, and he's really turned it up this year. I'm excited for him.
Next question. Did you have it?
Yeah, you and Oscar have been the first-year guys in the room before. What have you seen from Elyiss and Ethan going through their first few spring practices, winter workouts, all that stuff?
Yeah, they're picking it up fast. I mean, they both work extremely hard. I mean, it's always tough for a freshman coming in, or mid-year, just adjusting to the speed of practice. So when they get used to that, I mean, there's no ceiling on them. Those kids are ballers. They work. They take coaching. They go hard. I'm excited to see what they do.
Any more questions? Yeah, we'll go back second row.
Kind of seems like that tight end room, at least on the offensive side, is really the only position group that didn't have a whole lot of guys leave for the league. I mean, how's it been just kind of being able to come back, and ask Oscar something real similar, just about coming back and being a veteran guy again, year two? What do you want to do differently this year?
We just want to have more production. I mean, we didn't have the offseason and the preparation that we wanted to last year, and then just doing some self-scout. I mean, we know what we were doing wrong last year, and we're excited to go and work. And we got a bunch of guys who can go out, they're eager to work, they're hungry. Me, Delp, Riddell, Barbour, Elyiss, and then when Colton gets back, I mean, we got a deep room, so I'm really excited to see what we do this fall.
Go back left corner to Rodney.
You said you knew what y'all did wrong last year. The question is, when you got 4 offensive linemen who are going to be drafted, you would think that there's nothing you guys on the O-line couldn't do. So what went wrong?
I mean, it was just in our preparation. We weren't consistent every single day behind the scenes in practice. I mean, I feel like we picked it up later towards the year, but Ben did a great example of it, but I feel like myself, I wasn't great as day-to-day as I should have been, and that's something I'm trying to really hound on myself this year, is just being a guy who doesn't have up and downs, who's always steady and shows up every single day, and you know exactly who you're going to get.
Go, Jed.
Yeah, Oscar mentioned something similar about at the end of the year, or during the year, he felt like he was focused on some things he shouldn't have been focused on. What were the moments like as an offense at the end of the year where you're kind of looking at each other after the Sugar Bowl thinking we maybe didn't do what we should have or could have throughout the season?
Yeah, I mean, the Sugar Bowl was just a disappointing thing. I mean, I don't really know what went wrong. I can't really go out and say, like, I don't know. We lost the game at the end of the day, but, I mean, everyone was just hungry. Like, after the game, everyone was just like, man, like, we left so much on the table. I think everyone knows that this year, and we got such a young team that we don't really have many people on the team who've won rings. We got, like, last year we had a bunch of people who won a ring or two, and this year everyone's hungry. Everyone's got something to prove, and I'm excited for that because we haven't won a lot here, at least my class. Like, we've won, but we haven't got the big one, and we're excited to work towards that.
We're going to go to your left over
You
here.
mentioned Jaden Riddell, and Oscar talked about him taking a big step this spring, kind of in his second year at Georgia. What have you seen from his progression this spring?
Jane's a dog. He works super hard, and he's an athletic freak. Everyone knows that, but he's finally starting to polish off parts of his game that he didn't have last year. And he's a great kid, so I love seeing him grow. I love rooting for him. And he's explosive. He's explosive with the ball. He's explosive when the ball's in the air. And I'm excited to see what he can do as well.
All right, back to the second row here.
Yeah, one of the things that Oscar had talked about was he felt like sometimes last year he had 1 foot in, 1 foot out. He said, like, this year I'm completely focused on Georgia and just everything here. What does that look like practically in spring practice just the last week?
Just not taking a rep off, no matter what drill you're in. Like, everyone goes hard during team run, but it's about what are you doing in Indy? What are you doing in group period? Or even in special teams. Like, that's one of my biggest focuses this year, is just to provide value even on special teams. And I think that's something everyone's buying in, just the little things, and not looking at any drill as punishment, but every drill is a chance to get better. And I think that's one thing that we're doing better this year as opposed to last year.
All right, last question. We'll go to Mark.
What's the last few months been like as Gunnar transitions from kind of getting thrown in to start for the bowl game and then maybe having a chance to grow in that role this spring?
He's been killing it. I'm super proud of Gunner. I'm excited to see what he can do. And he's just a great leader. He's super consistent. He makes every play you can need him to make, and he always knows what's going on. He's unprepared. The dude loves ball, and people love playing with him.
Thank you. That concludes our media